What if I told you that the reason you can't stop your addiction has nothing to do with willpower, nothing to do with discipline, nothing to do with motivation, and absolutely nothing to do with making better choices? What if the real reason is something far darker, something buried inside you, something that has been quietly pulling the strings of your life long before you even realized you were addicted? Because addictions don't start as addictions. They start as escapes. A moment of relief, a tiny doorway out of pain, a distraction that makes the silence more bearable, a habit that gives you comfort when nothing else does. And here's the part nobody tells you. You didn't get addicted because you are weak. You got addicted because your mind found a way, anyway, to numb a pain you never learned how to face. But pain doesn't disappear. It waits. It grows. And the longer you run from it, the stronger it becomes, until one day, what used to be a choice becomes a chain around your life. And if you think this chain is simply the habit itself, you're wrong. The true enemy is hidden much deeper. It's the silent force that keeps pulling you back even when you swear it will be the last time. It's the emotional wound you never resolved, the loneliness you never admitted, the stress you never escaped, the identity you built around survival instead of control. You think you're fighting the addiction, but the addiction is only the symptom. The real battle is with the force underneath, the force that your mind uses to protect you but ends up imprisoning you. And here's the most important part. Once you uncover this hidden force, once you understand what your addiction is actually feeding, the chains begin to break. Not through force, but through awareness. In the next minutes, I'm going to show you what this force really is, how it takes control of your mind without you noticing, and how you can rewrite the pattern that has shaped your life for years. If nothing you've tried has worked, if you keep relapsing, if you feel like something stronger than you keeps dragging you back, you're about to understand why. Stay with me. This might be the moment everything changes.
What if I told you that every addiction, whether it's cigarettes, alcohol, compulsive scrolling, overeating, pornography, or even emotional dependency, doesn't begin with weakness, but with a wound? A wound you never learned to treat, a wound you were taught to hide, and a wound that with time grew into something that controls you more than you control it. Addiction is not the monster most people believe it is. It is the echo of something deeper, something far older than the behavior itself. And until you understand that echo, you will always feel trapped inside a cycle that makes you believe you don't have a choice. But you do. You always did. Most people spend their entire lives trying to stop the behavior without ever understanding the source. They fight the smoke instead of the fire. They pull the leaves instead of the roots. And so they fail again and again, not because they are weak, but because nobody ever taught them what addiction actually is, a survival mechanism that outlived its purpose. In the beginning, your addiction saved you. It comforted you. It distracted you. It helped you cope when no one else did. It numbed a pain you were too young, too lost, or too isolated to face. And the tragedy is that you began to believe that your addiction and your identity were the same thing. But they're not. They never were. You weren't born addicted. You learned it. You constructed it. You rehearsed it until it became automatic. And anything learned can be unlearned. Anything constructed can be dismantled. Anything rehearsed can be rewritten. But to do that, You must first peel back the surface layer of the habit and look directly at the truth underneath, the truth you've spent years running from. Because addiction is not about the substance, it's about the relationship you formed with it. Cigarettes are just paper and plants. Alcohol is just liquid. Your phone is just metal and glass. The real power, the kind that controls your behavior, sabotages your progress, and shapes your life, comes from what those things represent to you emotionally. They became the bridge between you and relief. They became the thing you reach for when reality becomes too heavy. They became the shortcut to silence the noise inside your mind. You don't crave the addiction, you crave the absence of pain. You crave the disappearance of tension. You crave the brief moment where you stop feeling overwhelmed. And the addiction gives you that, temporarily. Long enough for you to think it helps, short enough for you to need it again. That is the trap, the cycle, the invisible leash. And escaping it is not about discipline, motivation, or brute force. Those things fail because they attack the behavior instead of the emotional logic behind it. You don't overcome addiction by fighting harder. You overcome it by understanding yourself deeper. And to do that, we need to go back to the moment the addiction began. Not the first time you indulged in it, but the first time life became too heavy for you to carry without something to lean on. Maybe it was loneliness. Maybe it was abandonment. Maybe it was stress, pressure, or rejection. Maybe it was the quiet fear that you weren't enough. Or maybe it was the invisible weight of expectations you were never prepared for. Whatever it was, it created a fracture inside you, small at first, almost unnoticeable. And in that crack, the addiction slipped in. It offered comfort without judgment, relief without effort, silence without confrontation, and so you clung to it. But the truth is harsh. The addiction never loved you. It used you. It fed on your avoidance. It grew each time you refused to face the real source of your pain. It strengthened each time you escaped instead of healed. But now, for the first time, you are going to do something different. You are going to face it, not as an enemy, not as a curse, but as a message. A message your own mind has been sending you for years. Look here. This is where it hurts. And once you finally look, once you see the true wound behind the habit, everything changes. Because you cannot unsee the truth once you've allowed yourself to face it. You are not broken. You are unfinished. And this journey, this video, is not about shame, guilt, or blame. It is about liberation. The kind that many people never reach because they never stop long enough to ask themselves the real question: what pain is my addiction trying to protect me from? And once you answer that, the transformation begins.
You cannot overcome addiction without confronting the part of you that believes you can't live without it. This is the battle most people never win. Not because they lack strength, but because they never acknowledge the internal conflict. The conflict between the version of you trying to evolve and the version of you terrified of change. And that fear is understandable. When you remove the addiction, you remove your refuge. You expose the raw wound you've been covering for years. You face emotions that were never processed, memories never healed, pressures never expressed. It feels like stepping into cold water in the middle of the night. Shocking, overwhelming, disorienting. But that shock is not a sign of failure. It is the sign that healing has begun. Healing always begins with discomfort. Growth always begins with resistance. The nervous system fights the unfamiliar. The mind protects the predictable. But if you breathe through the discomfort instead of escaping it, something extraordinary happens. Your brain rewires.
It learns that you can survive emotional waves without running from them. And survival becomes strength. Strength becomes confidence. Confidence becomes momentum. And momentum becomes the foundation of a life where addiction no longer makes decisions for you. But to reach that point, you must first face the emotional root, the real source of your dependency. Sometimes it's childhood. Sometimes it's heartbreak. Sometimes it's failure, rejection, abandonment, or years of pressure that no one else recognized. Sometimes you've spent your entire life being strong for everyone else until the addiction became the only place where you could collapse without being judged. So let me ask you something very simple, but very important. Who are you when no one is watching? What do you carry silently? What pain do you protect others from? What emotions do you swallow because you believe no one would understand? These are the shadows where addiction thrives. But once you shine light on them, once you articulate the truth inside you, your addiction begins to lose its power, because addiction feeds on silence. So speak your truth, even if only to yourself, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels embarrassing, because your honesty is not a confession, it is liberation. The moment you tell yourself the truth, your brain no longer needs the addiction to hide it. And now, something even more important: forgiveness. Not forgiveness for the addiction itself, but for the years you spent depending on it. You did the best you could with the tools you had, and now you're learning better ones. Your addiction is not a moral failure. It is an outdated survival strategy. And survival strategies don't disappear through punishment. They dissolve through understanding. So forgive yourself, not because you deserve it, though you do, but because without forgiveness you cannot rebuild your identity. You cannot step into a future that isn't anchored to your past. You cannot evolve into someone who no longer relies on escape to cope with reality. Forgiveness is the moment the chain breaks. And once the chain breaks, you step into the version of yourself that addiction cannot control.
Now we reach the final transformation. The moment you become someone who no longer negotiates with the addiction, but leads your life from a place of clarity, strength, and purpose. Overcoming addiction is not just about removing the habit. It's about building the life that makes the habit unnecessary. Because when your life becomes meaningful, aligned, and disciplined, the addiction no longer fits. It becomes incompatible with who you are becoming. But to reach that version of yourself, you must design your environment, your routines, and your internal dialogue intentionally. Not perfectly, intentionally. You create a life that supports your healing instead of sabotaging it. And this begins with 3 pillars: structure, self-respect, and purpose. Structure protects you when discipline fades. Self-respect protects you when cravings arise. Purpose protects you when doubt creeps in. Without these 3, temptation wins. With them, temptation loses its influence. So let's build them. Structure starts with predictable routines that give your brain the stability it once got from the addiction. You replace chaos with clarity. You replace avoidance with awareness. You replace mindless behaviors with intentional ones. And each small choice becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. Self-respect begins with boundaries within yourself and your environment. You remove triggers. You distance yourself from old versions of you. You protect your time, your energy, your emotional state. You stop entertaining things that sabotage your growth. Because the truth is simple. Recovery requires boundaries. And purpose. Purpose is the force that makes the struggle worth it. When you have something meaningful to move toward, your addiction stops being the center of your life. You wake up with intention. You move with clarity. You build a future that excites you. And excitement kills dependency more effectively than fear ever could. Now listen carefully. You are not healing for the addiction. You are healing for the person you were always meant to be. The addiction was just the obstacle blocking the doorway. And once you walk through that doorway, once you commit to becoming the person your pain tried to prevent, you will look back and realize something powerful. You didn't defeat your addiction. You outgrew it. You became too strong for it, too aware for it, too alive for it. And from this moment on, every decision you make will reinforce that truth. You will feel the cravings, but you will not obey them. You will feel the old impulses, but you will not return to them. You will feel the tension, but you will breathe through it instead of escaping it. Because now you understand where your pain came from. You understand what your addiction was trying to protect you from. And you understand that the person you are becoming is far more powerful than the person you were. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning. The beginning of a life where you choose strength over escape, presence over avoidance, purpose over self-destruction. Addiction didn't break you. It revealed the parts of you that needed healing. And now that you're healing, nothing, not even your past, can stop the person you are becoming.
If you're still here, it means something inside you is ready to change, and that matters. Most people watch videos like this, feel a spark for 5 minutes, and then go back to their old life. But if you felt even one sentence resonate today, don't let that spark die. You now know things most people will never learn. You're not just listening to ideas, you're building a new identity. And if you want to keep growing, keep sharpening your mind, and keep rising above the version of yourself that once held you back, then don't stop here. Subscribe now. Not for me, for you. Because every week I bring lessons that most people never receive. Principles hidden in cultures, philosophies, and real human experiences. Tools that help you think, act, and live with more clarity, more power, and more emotional control. If you want to become someone who doesn't break, someone who doesn't run from discomfort, someone who turns pain into fuel and direction into destiny, then join this journey. You're not meant to stay where you are, and you don't have to walk alone. Subscribe, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next chapter.